Hello, everyone. It's your girl, Angela Grace from Azulad Life Coaching, and I'm so happy to share another word with you guys. This is your affirmation. Repeat after me. I am the architect of my life and choose what foundation I build it on and its contents. Last week, we dove into the difference between a wise and foolish builder from Matthew chapter 7, 24 to 27. Recap. Jesus tells us a wise man lays his foundation on a rock, which we understand to be his word. Whoever puts it into practice, this man or woman will not be shaken by their circumstances. God is the greatest builder, and he gives the greatest gifts. But do you know what the greatest gift he has given us besides his grace is? Free will. In Genesis chapter 1, verse 26, God gives mankind dominion over every living thing upon the earth, including themselves. Dominion means sovereignty, supremacy, or full control. So now that we know that God did not create robots, let's see what mankind has done with this sovereignty. Okay, cue the images of nuclear bombs, of world wars, genocides, global warming. You get the gist. Listen, our decisions are certainly not all bad. But from in the beginning, we notice mankind does not have the best track record at making decisions. At this point, we may ask ourselves, why? Why doesn't God just make us good? Well, let me ask you a question. If your boyfriend said he loved you because you made him, would you be happy with it? If you said yes to this question, then therapy is an essential prerequisite to your life coaching sessions. You ain't ready, baby, and this is not my line of work. But if you said no, you may be starting to understand why and how we have positioned ourselves to be at the mercy of everyone else's bad decisions and consequences. Imagine this. Your father, who loves you, is a great toy maker. He gives you a toy and it breaks. You decided to put it back together yourself. But it didn't come out the same way. And it doesn't really last when you do it. You find yourself constantly having to put the pieces back together, but never go to him. You've even tried to go to other toy makers hoping they can fix it and that he wouldn't notice. But they're in the same industry, so he knows. So I ask you, why didn't they go to their father, the creator? Why didn't they at least read the owner's manual? Why didn't they just give it back? Wouldn't it be better in the father's hands? Maybe it was pride, or shame, or both. This is what we do with our lives every day. God has given us full control of our lives. And for so many of us, no matter how bad it gets, we will never surrender our will back to him, who loves and cares for us. Therefore, we accept God's promises when we accept his principles. Now, this is the part that scares people. They're like, Ange, chill. I'm not trying to be all holy. Well, did you know the word holy by definition means consecrated? In other words, by contextual definition, holy means set apart. So, it would make sense that God, in comparison to this world, is set apart because he is perfect. But in comparison to this world, we are set apart because we are his. So you can excel now because you are not perfect or required to be. But you will be set apart for his purpose and will. Romans 12:2 says, do not copy the behavior and customs of this world, but let God transform you into a new person by changing the way that you think. Then you will learn to know God's will for you, which is good and pleasing and perfect. Amen. Now, can we all give ourselves a round of applause for keeping ourselves alive, fed, and partially sane for this long? Adulting is not a joke. But I don't think that my will for myself has ever been all good, perfect, and pleasing. Many times I have self-sabotaged myself, let myself down in crazy ways, and kept myself stuck on things that I shouldn't even be doing. So I leave you with these 3 things on building a good, strong foundation. Number 1, build it on a rock. What is the strongest foundation you know? For me, it is Jesus and his principles. 2, give up control. You will not and cannot control everything. You can only decide what you will let into your life and what you will let out of it. When it comes to God, when you give him back control, we exchange it for peace and a good, pleasing, and perfect will. 3, live set apart. Remember, you can think, see, and do things in a way that no one else in this world can. James chapter 1, verse 17 says, everything good and perfect is from above. Define what sets you apart and maximize it. Whew, okay. Can we just praise his name real quick? Even though I'm the same person who made so many mistakes in the past, it's different now because I'm his. And I know that with God as my foundation, I can overcome no matter the circumstance. So I'm sending all of you love, peace, and blessing. May God keep you and guide you along your journey of mapping out your foundation. Amen. You can follow me on Twitter at AzuladLC or on Instagram at Azulad Life Coaching or on Facebook at Azulad Life Coaching. I hope to see y'all next week.